Hello YouTube and Upside DIY. Right here I've got the sponge filters that I made out of 2-liter bottles, some glue, airline and things. I got this smallish kind of pump. I think this could really use a stronger air pump, and actually instead of filter floss it could use a sponge filter, and maybe it'll, or sponge pad, and maybe it'll filter more more better, or blow more bubbles. But at least at least I got a good or a decent air pump. I actually opened this air pump and cleaned on the inside and things. It's actually rated probably for a 10-gallon, because I know it's pretty much one of the small. I actually have a really smaller, older air pump too. It's kind of, a little bit smaller than this, but it's got the same motor as this one. So I could probably use this one as spare parts. And then this little arm gets caught up inside the current, or the electrical, but the only thing is the diaphragm is actually a little more different. So basically, yeah, I opened up the other one, the one that I'm using, and then I just basically cleaned up around there, and kind of noticed that it's got the same type of motor. And even on the little pad on the front, it looks like it's made out of little small spacer pieces. And then I guess and they're basically pretty much held on with one screw, and some wires and maybe this tape. But it's pretty much the exact same thing. It's pretty weird. I guess this side right here is the negative side, and one side is the positive. And basically, I could probably take this apart if I wanted to. I could use this if I open up some hair clippers and kind of see the same thing happening. And with the hair clippers, I might be able to make a double. And sometimes these air pumps kind of have like two of these air diaphragms. So it's pretty interesting. But I'm pretty sure that, well, I opened the other one and I'm pretty sure it's only something like this running this air. And this side and this side and the other side, I actually tried to just connect them both to a T-splitter, a cheap one that I saw that I had, and I tried to give it kind of the same length. I washed the cover, and now the cover is kind of drying. I just basically had to I basically, kind of just look for just bubbles blowing. Maybe every day I could like kind of lift it, or just lift it, and then shake it and things. I could reach in there and kind of shake. I just wanted to make sure I get some bubbles going through the system, so I could just kind of just reach in there and twist it back and forth. The bottom of this, I basically soldered 2 little holes and used dental floss in these 2 little holes on 4 sides, and they're just basically rocks and kind of like an air stone at the bottom of this. and things, and maybe it'll be able to filter. We'll just have to wait and I would just have to wait and see what happens with the filter floss and things, and it takes a little time for it to build up. Though I poked a hole right down the middle of the filter floss, and then even put the air line through the filter floss too, and it kind of makes like an umbrella type of pattern. And then I put the rocks in there. I put the rocks mainly in there to kind of weigh it down, and maybe help keep things out of the holes of the So this should be getting air and things. One of the main issues is good or bad wise is having too many rocks or something. Maybe not a strong enough air pump to really do something like this. I mean, most air pumps are kind of designed just to kind of give it air and things. Especially the ones that I have. Having a sponge filter and things on it wasn't even invented before, it wasn't invented. And sometimes this filter floss has to be in a decent position, kind of like even. That's why the sponge mat or the foam pad or the foam sponge foam would actually work better, because you could pretty much try to have a more even surface on the inside where to but it won't cover all the way up to the holes. It'll just basically but the way how I kind of even it out on these is just to pick it up and shake it and things like that, and it may or may not work that good, but it's pretty much all I could pretty much do. As long as I could, at least it worked. It'll just I could kind of see bubbles and just for a small air pump, and I mean, these things should be air pumps, and that should be a sponge filter, for the size of that thing, but of the pump compared to these should be more of the air pumps, but that's just how it is for now. Hopefully this, I siphoned out some of the water already using just a bucket and siphon, and then I actually was gonna and then I just poured some salt, or not poured, but just added it, probably maybe 3 to 4 seconds of salt inside of the water that was in the bucket, and then I just re-added the bucket. So it's not bad. It just pretty much keeps the pH a little bit. So I could pretty much turn on this light, and we could check out this little small fish in here. I'm going to only, since I have to move this aquariums to access the rear aquarium and things like that, I even had to move that light to put the pump up there for now, just because I don't want. Well, anyways, I didn't really want main problems between my devices. I still have to plug in that heater for the quarantine. I don't know with with this HOB filter, hopefully it stays clean and things like that, but I don't really have a fish in it, so this kind of turned off besides just having the light. But I would probably add if I found some live plants, I would actually if I get a couple of live plants, maybe 2 or 3, and then I might try some type of tray, a planter tray that I could put in there and turn on the HOB and see how plants are doing with how plants would do. I know I'm thinking maybe the setup is kind of backwards. Maybe I should have just the light cover on this side. It will make it a lot easier and things. So I might try to turn things around and really use the full length cord features, the length of the cord features. So let's try to do that. Pretty soon, I would think. But I'll do that pretty soon. But yeah, pretty much this fish. When I came in here, it was like 2, 3 in the morning. I saw it sleeping on the ground and things, and then it got up and it was sleeping. But yeah, I guess all the food already started deteriorating, but it's got a couple of little pieces of food for today. So yeah, hopefully I get to add this fish into this aquarium once I get the cover dries off and things, and I was trying to do a full follow through, I guess, of the aquarium. Right now I'm just poking at this aquarium with a stick and things to, like, this piece right here had fell off from somewhere. I'm thinking I gotta try to get that out. It got tangled up, so hold on. Alright, so I got the fish in there, and these acrylic covers really change the light. It's just one fluorescent tube light, but it's basically it's really interesting. This is kind of like the first test. Besides the sponge filters and everything, I actually put the little fish in there. Isaac the betta fish. But it could be a female betta fish for all I know. But man, these acrylic covers. Like I said, I got a red bulb right there. Don't paint your bulb. You gotta make a light filter. And I gotta use this light to look for him all the time. He's probably gone. I'll probably find him like once a week in this thing. But that's pretty much how I like to set up aquariums. I always, say, oh, get a big pond and breed, have baby fish and stuff. And this pretty much shows you kind of, and then I could kind of relax and feel comfortable that I can move all this stuff right here for now. Yeah, so I guess after you add the air stuff, you could, or the air line, first do the heater, the air line, or the air pumps, and then I gotta actually clean off these light bulbs and things. The aquarium cover and the air and then after you put in the air, you basically want to set everything up in the air pump. And this fish likes to come out and stuff, and he's like, whoa, look at the lights, and he's like, man, he's pretty awesome right now. He's just a baby, a betta fish or whatnot, but he's got a nice big tank and a lot of stuff to do in there. I'm basically, I just basically want to show you guys pretty much some of the stuff that I had. I gotta work on this sponge filter. you know, I might have to figure out, you know, if I get a sponge pad or something. It's going to be really hard poking in there all the time and testing them and things. So I'll just talk to you guys on the next video. Have a good day. All right, bye.